Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tanya Furr, the MLA for Calgary-Pagan, and it's a pleasure to be here today in my riding. The excitement of the Calgary Stampede sets a perfect tone of celebration and community for today's announcement. As we'll hear more about in a few minutes, carbon capture and storage technology represents a strong opportunity for Alberta to cut emissions while encouraging economic development. Alberta is well positioned to continue to lead in developing this technology, having already taken considerable steps on commercial scale funding, regulatory enhancements, and knowledge sharing. And what better backdrop to celebrate investments in this space than the award-winning Shepherd Energy Centre, a facility known for continuous improvement and showcasing the big picture thinking of our industries when it comes to the environment and the economy. Joining us today are Whitney Isaac, Minister of Environment and Parks, Justin Reimers, CEO of Emissions Reduction Alberta, and Greg Retzer, Senior Vice President of ENMAX. We're also joined today by Alberta Innovates and several Emissions Reduction Alberta board members, including outgoing CEO Steve McDonald. I'd like to take a moment to thank Steve for his tremendous contributions to Emissions Reductions Alberta over the years. And a warm welcome to a few of our project proponents, CNRL, where I proudly worked at for 16 years, had to do that plug, Lafarge, the City of Medicine Hat, Strathcona Resources, and Heartland Generation. Thank you all for joining us. I look forward now to turning things over to my esteemed colleague, Minister Isaac, who's going to tell us more about today's announcements.
Thank you so much, Tanya. It's such a pleasure to be here. Good afternoon, everyone. You know, today we're celebrating the future with another important investment that is accelerating Alberta's transformation to a lower emissions future. As we press on with Alberta's recovery plan, we continue to pursue all avenues to position the province for growth, prosperity, and a clean future for generations to come. This includes investing in technology to create jobs, attract investment, and of course, cut emissions. Carbon capture, utilization, and storage, better known as CCUS, is an essential component of any credible plan to reduce emissions and build economic opportunity. It is truly a win-win. And that's why I am so pleased to announce that $40 million from the Technology Innovation and Emissions Reduction, or TIER Fund, is going to support 11 projects through Emissions Reduction Alberta's Carbon Capture Kickstart program. Now, these projects are focused on advancing Alberta's position as an innovative and environmentally responsible energy leader. The projects we're celebrating today span a wide range of industries, from electricity and oil and gas to fertilizer, cement, and forest products. These projects reach across the province, including the industrial heartland, Medicine Hat, and just off the Trans-Canada Highway at Exshaw. If the funding helps determine that these projects are scale-ready and viable, it could lead to more than $20 billion in capital expenditures. That will create thousands of jobs and cut almost 24 million tons of emissions each year. That's almost 10% of our current emissions. The 11 projects could begin operation between 2024 and 2030, and that's pretty soon. This is one more example of the TIER Fund in action and working with ERA to help energy-intensive organizations deploy innovative, emission-reducing technologies that cuts costs and keeps them competitive. Alberta is putting infrastructure in place to permanently reduce millions of tons of emissions from our key industries each year to enable future economic opportunities. In fact, we have several projects here in Alberta already that are yielding impressive results. For example, the Quest and Alberta Carbon Trunkline projects. They've successfully captured and injected a total of more than 8 million tons of carbon dioxide since 2015. To help meet the growing demand for carbon storage, Alberta is also issuing carbon sequestration rights through a competitive process that enables the development of carbon storage hubs. Now, these hubs will see successful operators collect, transport, and permanently store captured carbon dioxide from various industrial emission sources from across the province. Earlier this year, government selected 6 projects to begin exploring how to safely develop carbon storage hubs in the industrial heartland around Edmonton. Government's currently reviewing more than 40, get that, 40 applications received for the second competition, and we expect to announce the successful projects in the fall of 2022. You know, it's no secret that accelerating innovation creates jobs, attracts investment, and ensures the resilience of Alberta's heavy industry sector. And we have no shortage of resources, skilled workers, and world-class facilities here in Alberta. It's crucial that we build on our strengths with targeted investments that ensure a strong future for innovation in this province. And today's announcement is proof of that. So, congratulations to all of the successful funding recipients on receiving this exciting first step. And I'm looking forward to seeing the progress of your projects. And I'd like to now introduce our partner ERA, who's continuing to help Alberta meet its environmental and economic goals. Emissions Reduction Alberta, ERA, has played an integral role in helping develop carbon capture technologies in Alberta. Through projects like Carbon Capture Kickstart, ERA is going to continue to provide the support needed for Alberta companies to do what they do best, put their ideas and innovation into action. Continuing to advance this technology will help Alberta diversify the energy sectors and reduce emissions in many different industries. I'd also actually really like to thank ENMAX for hosting us today at this amazing Shepherd Energy Centre. This is Alberta's largest natural gas fuel generating facility. It was actually chosen in 2017 as a test site for the natural gas track of the prestigious Energy COSIA Carbon X Prize, and I was actually here on site when those proponents were doing their experiments and demonstrating their technology. And it's a global competition to develop breakthrough technology that convert carbon dioxide into valuable products. And I don't know if everybody knows this, but Shepherd actually uses reclaimed water from the City of Calgary's Bonnybrook Wastewater Treatment Centre. So it's recycling water, which is fantastic. And, you know, this facility already represents Alberta's current best-in-class combined cycle natural gas electricity generation. Highly efficient gas facilities like Shepherd produce stable and reliable baseload electricity to Albertans and enable renewable generation growth in the province. And now, with the support of the TIER Fund and through ERA, Shepherd can add a carbon capture feasibility study to this list of impressive achievements. We're going to hear more about the ENMAX project from Greg in just a few moments, but first I'd like to invite Justin from ERA to tell us more about the Carbon Capture Kickstart funding call. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Minister Isaac, and so glad to have you here with your support today. Thank you, MLA, for being here as well. And Greg, thank you to ENMAX for hosting us. It is a real pleasure and honor to be here today. I am Justin Reamer. I am the CEO of Emissions Reduction Alberta. 1 month into the job already and having a lot of fun. Let me emphasize that the pathway to significantly reducing greenhouse gases and emissions is paved with technology and innovation. And government support is essential to advancing self-sustaining solutions that will reduce emissions and grow our economy into the future. The commitment of government funding unlocks the development and deployment of the investments we need to stimulate the economy now and create that lower emissions industry of the future. For 13 years now, ERA has been doing just that. As Minister Isaac highlighted, we invested the revenue from the carbon price paid by large emitters to accelerate the development and adoption of innovative clean technology solutions. Today, we have 11 new projects and $40 million in funding to add to our portfolio. ERA has now committed in total $830 million to 230 projects worth over $6.6 billion in both public and private investment. If successful, these projects are estimated to deliver a cumulative GHG reduction of 40 million tons by 2030. Very exciting. Alberta is a leader in taking action on climate change and supporting economic growth. The successful projects announced today will solidify the province's global leadership in carbon capture and transportation technologies. So with no further ado, I would like to announce today's funding recipients. Our host today, ENMAX and its Shepherd Energy Centre, Strathcona Resources, the City of Medicine Hat, Suncor, Entropy at the Lysamer Oil Sands Facility, Capital Power, Heartland Generation, Lafarge Canada, Agrium Canada, and Vault 44.01 at the Hinton Pulp Mill. These projects all plan to be operational by 2030. You can find all the project details on our website at eralberta.ca. And many of these companies have graciously agreed to join us today, and we're so glad you're here. Thank you. And we want to give a big thank you to all the innovators and leaders it takes to move in this space. You're the ones that are going to make it happen. I want to emphasize that these companies are pursuing very ambitious and complex actions with very aggressive timelines. ERA is proud to catalyze and help that support. I encourage you to speak with the project proponents to learn more. ERA's carbon capture kickstart funding will help position Alberta companies to take advantage of the federal government's investment tax credit for CCUS investments projects. It will also align with the government of Alberta's carbon sequestration hub approach and the $305 million that has been earmarked over 4 years by the province for future carbon capture projects. This funding advances CCUS-related technologies in step with evolving federal and provincial policies. And I'm pleased to say today that Natural Resources Canada is also committing up to $50 million through its CCUS front-end engineering design or FEED studies funding program to some of these 11 projects. 5 of these are Alberta-based projects that are receiving funding from ERA. In fact, Alberta projects represent over half the federal projects portfolios from their program. ERA and Enercan are working closely to jointly leverage funds for projects based in Alberta. Strategically leveraging both provincial and federal funding is critical to reaching and the large-scale reductions of CO2 emissions our industries are pursuing. I will also add that to increase our leadership in industrial carbon capture technology and share our learnings with the globe, ERA will be collaborating with the International CCS Knowledge Center to support these projects and share key outcomes. I would like to finish today by offering heartfelt congratulations to the teams behind the projects announced today. They're the ones doing the heavy lifting, and my gratitude for their innovative spirit that will help our province continue to reduce our emissions, create jobs, and lead our province's recovery. I'll now hand over things to our host, Greg Retzer, Senior Vice President with ENMAX.
Thank you, Justin, and thank you, Minister Isaac and MLA for welcome everybody to our world-class Shepherd Energy Centre. Hundreds of thousands of Albertans rely on the power that's produced at Shepherd each and every day. Today, it provides safe, reliable, and economic power. And we're just so excited to determine and work hard on how we can continue that in a low-carbon future. Shepherd Energy Centre is already Canada's premier benchmarked combined cycle natural gas facility when it comes to emissions intensity and efficiency, and we believe it has tremendous potential to show what can be done with carbon capture. The funding ENMAX receives from ERA through the Carbon Capture Kickstart initiative will help support our front-end engineering and design projects to really focus on what this technology can do moving forward. ENMAX's commitment to operational excellence is sought out in everything that we do. And we seek out process efficiencies and incorporate updated equipment and as new technologies emerge. We're excited to get started on this study to continue to work towards a net zero future. Thank you, ERA and the Government of Alberta, on sharing our vision as we move forward. We're very excited about this initiative, and the future looks very bright. Thank you all for coming today. We appreciate it very much, and happy Stampede.
So that brings us to the end of the formal part of our event today and on to media questions and answers. All of our speakers here today are happy to take questions, and following the QA we will have an opportunity for some photos We do have some media in the room, so I will give them the first opportunity. We do have a microphone just a bit to the left of you, and if you just want to line up there if you have questions, we have time for one question, one follow-up each. Looks like nothing in the room at the moment. And I'll just double check if we have any questions on the line. Operator, can you put through our first question, please?
There are no questions on the line at this time.
Oh. All right. We'll give everyone maybe just 20 seconds in case there's a burning question that suddenly comes to mind. All right. In that case, thank you very much for joining us today. Have a great afternoon. And again, we'll just do a quick photo here for those media who are interested. Thank you.